What's going on, you GBA type people? It's Salk here, back with another week for the Pickem crew, and I am not alone.
Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Gertrude the God, and we're here for 2 weeks in a row, both of us.
Hey, and I might have been wrong about that first part. Forever alone, but I have Austin joining me in call.
Hey,
No,
somebody.
not all of us can be as gifted as Austin.
Yeah, well, I'm extremely lucky to even be married. So
He said it, not me. He said it, not me.
She's sitting in the other room. I guarantee you, she's shaking her head.
Anyway, let's take a look at last week, and I'll take the W here, because Austin can hold this L quick.
Oh my god, dude!
It was a dumpster fire for you.
I'm so upset with how this has been going. Like, I think, yeah. So, like, you look at the cumulative scores. I'm dead last.
I finally passed you.
Yeah, you finally passed me. We were tied for a little bit there.
Yeah, we had like the same scores every week.
Okay, so I don't know how I want to word this, but Tom versus Jolt was probably the closest game out of the 4 that I lost, in my opinion.
True.
That game could have went either way, to be completely honest.
Very true.
Ho did some work in that game.
That was kind of cool to see, though. Did some work.
Yeah, I'm glad Tom's having more fun with Ho than he was with Mega Lucario.
Which is really good. One of the games that Zilix and I got right was Zilix and his magical Siri telling powers.
That boy locked deathly and got the win.
Yeah.
Like,
but so apparently Kyle thought they were doing meme teams. And deathly played serious.
I mean,
and it still was kind of close.
It was still kind of close,
That's the sad part.
It's kind of like, when you have an older brother and you both have those sock and boppers, and like one person thinks you're just gonna be messing around, and then the other one just goes Mike Tyson on you. It was kind of like the same thing.
I love it.
You know that they're trying really, really hard, but it still doesn't quite hurt. But it hurts a little bit in the end when everything's all said and done. But I think Kyle and Deathly are just here to have fun at this point.
Yeah, both of them are confirmed out of playoffs, and so they're just here to have a good time now and to bring a couple of fun sets and try to win some more.
Yep, they've only got 2 more games. They got this week and next week, so try to get it done, boys.
Speaking of this week, let's jump into week 9. Week number 9.
Yes.
We are closing to the finish line.
Yep, we're getting very, very close. These last couple of weeks gonna be make or break for a few teams. I think MV.
A lot of the teams in the hunt.
I think MV locks with the win this week. And he's got to take on Lars and the Borussia Dawn fans.
Why don't you start us off with that game then?
Well, that game's gonna be a really good game. So obviously, after the transactions that MV made, he's been playing a lot better. Kind of being able to play in his comfort zone rather. But Lars has just been an absolute threat all season. Kieran Black can go absolutely ham in this game.
Yeah, it does.
It's just so good on matchup. And then, really, the only things I can think of that might give Lars a little bit of an issue is Alolan Muck. Because outside of Earth Power on Kieran Black and then Lander Sai, he doesn't really have much to touch it with. The Mega Lucario, and depending on the set that Envy brings, because Muck does get Fire Punch.
However, something to be aware of is if Kofag comes, that it takes away Muck's ability.
That's true.
To where it doesn't become like Power of Alchemy or Gluttony.
I don't even know what Power of Alchemy
touch.
does, to be completely honest. I've never seen it used.
It sounds like a good ability, but it isn't.
I have no idea what it does, so sure, go for it.
It's its hidden ability. I got this new gen. It's its signature ability, and it's trash.
Yay!
Join the club of the Defeatist Burbs.
Oh, God.
Anyway, like Austin said, Kieran Black does a number in this game. Envy has been playing some fantastic Pokemon recently, and so has Lars, so this is really 2 coaches on top of their game coming at each other. Something to note, though, is Mega Diancie does some work this game, as long as Mega Lucario isn't around still, because Mega Lucario comes in, bullet punches, and it kills a family of these
Mega Diancie just drops, and then her grandchildren drops, and her great-grandchildren drops.
Comes up with a debt so much you think they went to college twice.
Oh, God.
Ha ha! Real life joke. Saddening.
Somebody's dead inside.
Anyway, same. Anyway, though, for real, Jirachi also does a decent number. It can really help keep, say, the Raikou in check if it's a Spadef set with maybe like the Ghost Resist Berry for Shadow Ball, because Signal Memes is neutral. Can do a decent work to Umbreon because it just completely stops it, because Umbreon has no physical attack whatsoever.
Well, I mean, Umbreon does get foul play, so like if he's running a physical Jirachi, then he can touch it. That's basically the only way.
It could be something to think about, but I don't think it happens just because Empoleon's also there and is a terrible Pokemon and should never come to a game.
Do you... I know you did not just talk about the Death Defogger like that.
It is garbage.
Yeah.
I will fight this. I hate Empoleon.
Well, I bet Empoleon hates you.
It is the worst of the 3 Sinnoh starters.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
I
don't even know who you are anymore.
It's Sock, thank you.
Now, to be fair, Gen 4
The one who was confirmed in the new trailer.
Oh,
thank you. You enjoyed my cameos?
No one enjoyed your cameo. No one was like, oh my god, it's a sock.
Okay.
No one did that.
Moving into our next game, though, we do have the Durham Druddigons versus the Miami Don Fans, and Austin taking a book out of the Burrito Gang.
All right, so here's the thing. My boy Leo, been #1 in the power rankings for like the last 2 or 3 weeks. He still has that really disgusting team, and he's still playing really, really well.
And rev up the counters, boys, because Marshadow goes in.
It really does. Like once Leo gets rid of Klefki, Marshadow's just kind of winning.
Marshadow just says hello to all of Kyle's team.
It's just kind of winning.
I think he just needs a Dual Stab and Ice Punch, and it gets all of his other team, outside of Klefki.
Yeah, I mean stuff like Focus
and
Sash,
Rabombi.
Stuff like Focus Sash Grin or Focus Sash Rabombi, can kind of stop the Marshadow. But outside of wacky Sashers, not that Grin and Rabombi are wacky Sashers, because trust me, the guys in the comments will let me know what I just said.
Can guarantee this one.
Those are common sense. Thank you. I know this.
Dude, the comment section's awesome on our videos.
Man, they're always roasting me. Everybody's always roasting me. But anyways,
it's because it's fun.
Yeah, well, I don't want to hear from you. So,
okay.
But anyways, like I said, outside of like a wacky Scarfer, Marshadow just kind of wins this game. I mean, really, Rabombi can come out and lead, but then Rabombi can't touch like a good half of Leo's team.
I wouldn't even say half. I'd say more than that, because, well, Moonblast is doing the most to Austin and Garchomp itself. Hidden Power Fire is going to do decent to Ferrothorn. Can't touch Thundurus, can't touch Lax at all. Bug Buzz is laughing off Cresselia, it's laughing off Comfey and Alomomola and Nidoking and Mega Metacam.
Yeah.
And
I mean, Moonblast isn't going to feel very good to the Mega Metacham, or the Darkrai. But
that Darkrai's dropping.
That Darkrai's getting blown back. Yo, real talk, if I see Rabombi kill that Darkrai, I'm going to be the hypest person in this community.
I would not mind that whatsoever. I'm not a fan of Darkrai, and I love Rabombi after PCL Season 1.
Shut up.
I didn't even come against you.
I don't even want to talk to you. I know. I have to, but I don't want to.
You have to, because we're going on to our next game.
Yes.
The Pittsburgh Pirates versus the Tennessee Trubbish. Now, Tup, you're coming off... I believe he just won last week, if I'm not mistaken. My short-term memory is really helping me out. No, he lost against Lars last week.
He did lose against Lars, yes.
He's been playing very well, though, and he's coming up against someone who's on a winning streak, their longest winning streak of the season. Definitely I am. However, Tup is playing some really, really good mons. He just went up against one of the best, I would say, 2 battlers right now.
Yeah, Tup's been playing amazing all season.
Yeah, and I've been trying to get him more credit because he's a great player. And I honestly think if I didn't lock last week because of how easy Marshadow is, this would be my lock as well, because I believe in Tup.
Now, I do breed for Tup, and he told me that he's kind of scared of Kyurem White, but Kyurem White realistically cannot touch Milotic. Unless it gets some weird, crazy move that I'm not aware of. Because here's a hot take. Kyurem White is not that great.
Then unban in PCL Season 3!
Don't think I'm going to do that.
Okay, so there's a reason for it being that good, which is its crazy high special attack stat. Now, Dragon Pulse is going to be neutral, but it's going to chunk the Milotic if it's not a SPDF set. So Tup does need to be careful of that. However, something like Zera Aura, if I can speak today, holy cow. Zera Aura does a decent chunk with like close combat if it's like just near max speed and adamant. So it does a decent chunk. However, I think Skyman and Mega Scizor, along with Battle Bunker Ninja, do a lot of work this week, as his usual offensive core does.
Exactly, and I'm in a casual league, and I have Shaman Sky myself, and that thing is such a fun Pokemon to use. I love that thing.
Scum.
I don't even want to talk about that game, but if Manbird, if you're watching, just know I'm still trying to thaw out.
That's a yikes for me.
Yeah, it was awful. So anyways, I think that between his offensive presence, Tup can win this game. He just, like a random AV user as well, can probably stop the Kyurem White in its tracks. Not in its tracks, but enough to where you can revenge it. With maybe that,
very, very easily.
That said AV user. So.
But yeah, I think Tup does win this game pretty handily. Our next game, though, is the Battle for New York. The New York Noibats versus the New York Empoleon.
It is time.
It is time for the Battle of New York.
I believe Nate went in.
The Avengers are here. People are trying to rescue all of it.
I believe Nate went in the fan server a couple days ago and said to watch out for this game, that it might be the game of the season.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me looking at the matchup. This has the makings for a really, really fun game, because look at Goldoa's two Ubers.
Yep.
Reshiram and Tapu Lele.
Yep. They don't.
Naganadel and Mewtwo match up all right against them.
What do you mean all right? Goldoa's going to give Nate that Psychic Terrain for Mewtwo, which I got right this time, comment section. The last time I said Lugia, giving Lugia the terrain, they really let me know that Lugia was a flying type.
I love our comment section so much. Continue to roast Austin, please.
Please don't. But like I said, this time he actually does not want to give Nate the terrain for very long. Like, I'd be even surprised if Lele even comes to this game, to be completely honest.
I really don't think it should, because Naganadel counter revenges it pretty easily, especially if Lele's not Scarf. Naganadel just naturally outspeeds it.
Not get so scary.
Something I could see coming into this game, though, is Ditto. Ditto. Under the non-psychic terrain with Naganadel just kind of wipes the floor looking at it.
My favorite moment of a Ditto reverse sweep was when the P4G Next Gen was going on. I think it was week 1. It was Matt versus Fries. And Matt went into Ditto and reverse swept Fries with his own Naga. And it was amazing.
One of my favorite moments was actually from GBA D-League of this last season, where Goldoa built his entire team around Scarf Mega Lopunny, because he knew he was getting his Ditto in on Scarf Mega Lopunny. And just clicking buttons, and it worked to perfection.
That's so scary. Ditto's such a stupid Pokemon.
It's so nice, and Goldoa is one of the best users of it I've seen.
Goldoa and Matt, they're really very good at using Ditto.
Going back into the team, I can see some other stuff, like maybe like Vaporeon doing decent work here, but I really think Serperior is going to be pretty big in this matchup. Getting rid of Mega Gyarados, keeping pressure on Terrakion, Seismitoad, like something like Glare for Arcanine. It has the potential to do a lot of work this game, so I would keep an eye out for that. And Goldoa is playing some really good Pokemon, but so is Nate.
Nate's doing pretty well.
This is going to be the game of the week, and it could be the game of the season.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. It's definitely gonna be the game of the week for sure. I think the matchup's just too good.
It's such an interesting game.
Yes. Next game.
The next game is the Melbourne Rotoms versus the Kansas City Jirachi's.
Mama Jolt is going to win.
Mama Jolt is coming for blood, because I think with a win this week, Jolt locks a playoff spot.
Yes, I do believe so.
Not guaranteed which seed, but a spot.
He should lock a spot, yes.
And looking at the team, I see no reason.
Aaron has 0 switch-ins to Groudon.
I was just about to say that. I see no reason why Groudon just doesn't click Rock Power Swords Nest. It clicks Stone Edge and Earthquake and doesn't win the game.
He has to watch out for that Wobbuffet. Aaron does like that Wobbuffet a lot.
Yeah.
To
However, something I could see is maybe like Spore Breloom, and Groudon having something like a Shed Shell.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see Shed Shell Groudon. But yeah, that Wobbuffet of Aaron's, he does like that Wobbuffet. He likes using that thing to kill his opponent's Ubers. And with the matchup that Groudon has, Wobbuffet is definitely going to come, and he's going to definitely try and kill that Groudon with the Wobbuffet. But, mind you, Rayquaza does get a plethora of coverage moves, and his ability cancels out Groudon's Sun. So, Surf is going to do some huge damage.
Look at Austin pulling out the Thesaurus, using some words.
I also like to play Ubers, and I get blown back by Rayquazas all the time.
I mean, this is just known fact. You get blown back in any matchup, but this is different. Incineroar does some decent work here. Mamoswine does not appreciate it, even though it's a ground type versus a fire type. Incineroar does get a couple of fighting moves since it's a fighter. Incineroar also does some work against that Wobbuffet, and its hidden power poison kills the Kartana twice. I'm gonna keep making that meme because Shay loves it.
Shay loves it. Realistically though, that Kartana's got 20 Spadef. It's just gonna drop to anything.
It drops to a Furret quick attack if it was special.
A Furret quick attack if it was special.
If it was special.
I'm gonna...
you take Furret Swift and it kills.
Oh, hey, maybe you should have said that the first time.
Well, joke. Anyway, another thing that to be careful of, though, is the Spadef Goodra. Because Special Aegislash has a better matchup than Physical this week, but Goodra just kind of soaks it up. And it can also help take on the Xurkitree, the Azelf, and the Magmortar.
I've noticed...
Or however you pronounce it.
I've noticed in the games, and then some people in the fan server noticed that Aaron runs a mixed Aegislash. He runs he runs mostly Physical, but then he has Shadow Ball, right? And so that's something that could probably keep coming.
Yeah. Scolipede does some decent work as well. Looking at it, just 2 attacks and Water EMZ. As long as Pex isn't around, it just does work.
Yeah, I would say Ground EMZ, or even Rock EMZ probably.
Rock the World EMZ, yeah, I like it.
I could probably see that one too. There's a couple of moves that Joel could run on Scolipede that does pretty well here. And
or just Mew EMZ and just nuke something.
Just nuke it and let's get this game over with.
Just get the Psychic Terrain up, just let Meloetta come on in and do some work, which it does, surprisingly. Meloetta does some good work here. Shoutouts to the boy Mob.
I hate that Pokemon, but yeah, you're right.
It honestly does some crazy work. Now that I just look at it, I don't have Meloetta in my notes at all, but looking at the team, Wobbuffet goes down like a Scarf Meloetta in terrain, just nukes.
Yeah, that's
cow.
That's kind of a threat. Not even gonna lie.
Aaron ain't ready for the person to sing their way to the victory. He's gonna be singing Sweet Victory tonight. Shout out to SpongeBob.
Yeah, and not the Super Bowl from this last season.
Rip. You know what else is a rip? This next game. This is a hard game to predict. The Victorian Shadows versus the Pittsburgh Pichus.
Yeah.
Looking at this one, a little bit more interesting things to go on here.
I think Necro wins.
Just looking at the first Uber, yes.
I mean, really?
Xerneas, you gotta remember, Fear the Deer. It gets Thunderbolt,
Always
so people can't say, oh, just switch into Celestial on the Moonblast forehead. It has Thunderbolt.
And then Steve-O's got a Charizard X right there. And he gets access to Thunder Punch, so Primarina's not a very reliable switch in either.
And he also has access to a very, very nice Scarf Hydreigon, or a Z-Move Hydreigon, or Z-Move Landorus T.
The Mimikyu on Nexus's side can potentially give Steve-O some issues.
That is very true. However, he does have a Fortress.
Yeah.
So that could be something to see.
I mean, plus 2 Drain Punch isn't going to feel good.
You know what else doesn't feel good in this game? A Scarf Buzzwole.
That's my
Buzzwole
boy.
does a lot of work.
That is
Dude, I love Buzzwole.
Boy, I love Buzzwole. This is one of my favorite Ultra Beasts.
Same. Anyway, Scarf Buzzwole does some work. Iron Head for the Xerneas also hits Slurpuff, and also hits Barbaracle since it's a rock type if he's locked into it.
That Buzzwole is drop into a Moonblast.
It's Scarf, it's fine. It gets the Iron Head Flinch. We're good.
Wow. Okay, so Hex is a win con now. Cool.
Well, I mean, it's happened in Necro before.
Oh my gosh.
However, some other things like Ice Punch, Earthquake also do some solid work. Something to be careful of though is like an Alakazam of some sort. Like any Alakazam set can be very, very, very detrimental to all of Nexus.
I just realized that Nexus has approximately 1 remover. That's Rotom Heat.
Which is why I think Fortress comes this week, just stacks up layers. And then I think Alakazam could just Calm Mind and win, legitimately.
I was thinking, like, just get Webs Up from Slurpuff. And the Mimikyu kind of becomes less of a threat. The Zygarde definitely becomes less of a threat. And even that Scarf Buzzwole becomes way less of a threat.
Yeah.
So, I think Necro wins this game. I think his matchup's pretty good. As long as he doesn't let the Mimikyu set up for free. Because then it can start the problem.
Moving into our second to last game, we have the Los Angeles Needle Kings versus the San Jose Sharpedos.
Alright. So, I'm just going to start this one off.
Where is Tom? There he is. There's my notes for him.
There he is. So, I'm going to start this one off. Tom and Danza are both very good friends of mine. I have been locking Tom every week. So, I'm going to continue locking Tom every week. However, Danza's matchup is not terrible.
No, and you know the worst thing? Tom's best form of recovery, like it's just Ho-Oh roosting, Gliscor roosting, Latios doesn't get any recovery if I remember correctly.
No, he gets roost, I think.
He doesn't have a lot of ways to recover HP. He does not have a wish passer on his team.
Mesprit gets Healing Wish.
Yeah, that's one time he can use it.
I know. I'm just saying.
Danza literally could just timer stall this, and it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever.
I swear to God, if that happens, I can't handle another one. I really can't.
I legitimately think it could, just because, like, Danza could easily stall this out with, like, Subseed Bulu, and, like, Calm Mind Florges, and, like, Recover Mega Alakazam. Like, he has a lot of ways to just stall all of Tom out, and it's not even funny.
If this actually legitimately happens, I'm going to be upset.
I want to say this goes, like, within 5 minutes of the end of the game. Like, I think this game goes 55 minutes, because Danza's got to make some mistakes. He's got to time it somehow.
Yeah, that's true. Man's got to get his rare... I bet you Danza's the type of dude who eats his steaks well done.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a well-done steak. It's not that good, though.
No, there's everything wrong with a well-done steak.
Maybe he just likes to chew everything a couple million times.
Like all of his fat things, just gonna chew hits for days.
This is extremely true. Like Florges. Florges just does a lot of work defensively this game.
Tom's gonna be really missing Mega Lucario in this game.
Yeah, that's the one thing that would have distinctly helped. Like, Ho-Oh is good, and so is Conkeldurr, but both don't help against Florges at all.
Well, I mean, Conk is Bullet Punch, doesn't it?
It gets Bullet Punch, but it's bouncing off Florges. And if it's Assault Vest, it's bouncing off. And if it's not, it's dying to Moonblast.
Okay, you got me there. I'm still picking Tom, because I've been doing it all week. I'm going to keep it going.
I think Danza just timer stalls this. It's not even funny anymore, and I still laugh at it, because it's just like, one, Tom hates being timer stalled.
Who doesn't?
Me, if I know I'm about to get timer stalled, I literally just go up, make hot dogs.
Nah, okay, see.
I walk out to the grill, I'm like, alright, 90 seconds have passed, flip once, click move. 90 seconds pass, flip once, click move.
Nope, not me.
Gotta get those nice grill marks on there.
Don't you dare do it to me.
Oh, you bet I'm gonna do it to you next time I face you.
Just know that I know where you live.
So do I. Moving into our last match, though, the Houston Team Rockets versus the Montreal Habsols. This is a good one.
Randy wins.
Okay.
Randy's got Yveltal. It just looks so good in this game.
Very true. However, something to beware of is Mega Mawile does a lot of work.
Infernape deals with the two things that Yveltal doesn't want to deal with. Three things that Yveltal doesn't want to deal with, being Gobalion, Registeel, and Mega Mawile. So all three steel types, that are on Aster's team, Infernape deals with.
Very well, very, very handily. However, something to be aware of is the Needle Queen. Could be Scarf. Scarf, Earth Power, and Ice Beam, and Sludge Wave do a number to this team.
Yeah. I can also see Crocoon coming as well. On Randy's end. I hope not, because I just got done talking about timer stalling. But Crocoon looks like something that... Oh my god. You just spoke.
All of the bulky must stall the entire game out Suicune sets in the world.
Man, I'm just looking at Randy's team and it's just so fat, man. Plus Yveltal.
Yeah, but there's also a big fat Buster in Mega Mawile and like Lunala and Tornadus Therian. All do well against.
That's actually gonna be a really good game.
Yeah, it could be a game of the week if it weren't for Goldoa versus Nate.
The New York Showdown.
The Showdown. Anyway, but yeah, this is going to be a very, very fun game, mostly because Dual Day has Cobalion, does a lot of work. I also could see a defensive Salamence doing some work, as funny as that sounds, to help stop like a especially offensive Roserade, a especially offensive Yveltal. It does some decent work.
Yeah, and I mean, in all honesty, Randy should bring Special Ape, like even just Nasty Ape, because Salamence should be Intimidate, just stop the Infernape from doing work. But Nasty Ape looks like it can do some solid damage against this team.
You could say Special Ape is nasty. I'll stop.
I hope you edited in the...
Oh, you bet symbols. It's gonna stay in.
You better.
You act like I don't cut bits and pieces out. I'd never cut stuff in this video.
Oof.
I had the intro, I had the outro, put the slides in, call it good.
Okay, yeah, well, whatever.
Whatever is right, because this game is kind of a toss-up. Going back to the things that we're supposed to be doing here.
Yes.
Mega Mawile, like I said, does some decent work. It could rack up a couple more kills. Yveltal is really nice. Special Infernape's really, really solid. Porygon 2 is decent. Something that could be an unsung hero, though. Registeel.
You know what?
Registeel.
You're not wrong.
I think Registeel could be one of the biggest things, because Salamence does get Wish.
Does it really?
It does. I used it in 1 week. So, I would know. I'm a Salamence expert. I used it for a week of a League game, thank you.
That makes you a master. Got it. Okay.
I am Dragon Tamer Sock, let's be real here.
Okay, so, on that note, thank you for watching, guys. Please roast Sock in the comments, but also let us know what you guys are going with this week as far as picks go.
Be sure to join the fan Discord down below. Join in and leave your picks week to week. And on Mondays, remind me, don't ping me, but say in the general chat, hey Sock, where are the Pickems? Because I'm good at remembering things.
Yeah, he is.
Thumbs up. But yeah, that is going to be it for today for us, guys. Thank you all very much for watching. And Austin, do you have any final remarks?
Nope. I think we're good for this week.
All right. Have a good afternoon, guys, and peace out, Scouts.
Bye.